Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear students in grade 9 prep 3 and our sons abroad, today inshallah I will introduce to you chapter 8 from A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. The title of the chapter is Grave Robbers, سارقي القبور. The boy saw, that's the introduction, the boy saw the men fishing among the graves in the churchyard. Summary of the chapter. Jerry Cruncher. Do you remember that character? He was the messengers of Tellyson's bank. Jerry Cruncher, the messengers of Tellyson's bank, was sitting outside the bank when a funeral, هو كان حارس في البنك, when a funeral processions, موكب جنائزي, passed before him. It was a very unusual funeral, as the people alongside the carriage that held the coffin were shouting, "Spies, spies, جواسيس." Jerry was always interested in funerals. كان له اهتمام بالجنائز. Why? He asked one of the people who told him that the dead man was Roger Clyde. Do you remember that man? He was one of the witnesses at Charles Darnay's trial. كان أحد الشهود في قضية محاكمة تشارلز دارني الأولى. Jerry followed the funeral to the graveyard, watched the burial, and then went home. Why? We will see later. That night, he told his wife and his son that he was going fishing. His son wondered, but how come whenever you fish at night, كيف تذهب للصيد بالليل? Your boots get so dirty and you get rust under your fingernails. When Jerry went out that night, his son slipped out of bed and followed his father. الولد شك في هذا الخروج المريب فخرج تسلل وخرج وراء والده ليعرف إلى أين هو ذاهب. Two men fishermen joined Jerry. They climbed over an iron gate and went into the graveyard. وذهبوا إلى ساحة المقابر. The boy saw the men fishing among the graves. هنا كان بينبشوا في القبور. In the churchyard. When they raised a coffin to the surface, the boy ran home terrified. شافهم بيرفعوا أحد الأكفان من الأرض فالولد اترعب وخاف وجري. Commentary. The grave robbers. It appeared in this chapter that Jerry Cruncher, the messenger of Tellyson's bank, كان الرسول أو الحارس للبنك, has a secret night profession, له مهنة ليلية سرية, which was grave digging, نبش القبور. He used to go with other two men to the graveyard at night and dig fresh graves in order to rob the coffins. يسرقوا الأكفان. That night when he dug out the coffin of Roger Clyde, he found that the coffin was filled with paving stones and there was nobody. الكفن مملوء بأحجار وليس هناك جثة. We will understand later that Solomon, do you remember that guy? Solomon, Miss Pross' brother, who was covered under the false name John Parsons, الذي كان متخفيا تحت اسم مستعار جون بارسر، لكن هو اسمه الحقيقي Solomon, and he is Miss Pross' brother, had helped his friend Roger Clyde. روجر كلاي كان صديقه كان متهم بالتجسس فعلشان ينجيه من الإعدام وينجيه من الحكم ادعوا حكاية موته وترحيله إلى الدفن لفرنسا، لكن هم في الحقيقة لم يدفنوه، وضعوا أحجار بدلا من وضع جثة، لأن أساسا ما فيش جثة. روجر كلاي escaped from England using that trick. يبقى هرب من إنجلترا مستخدما هذه الحيلة، ادعاء الموت ولكي يهرب من الحكم. Questions and answers. What did the grave diggers find that night? They found that the coffin was filled with paving stones and there was nobody. Why was the funeral procession very unusual? لماذا كان الموكب الجنائزي غريب؟ The people alongside the coffin were shouting, "Spies, spies." Who was Roger Clay? Of course, Roger Clay was a spy and one of the witnesses at Charles Darnay's trial. Why did jury follow the funeral to the graveyard? To watch the burial and know exactly which grave he would dig that night. Here, what more questions? What was Jerry Cruncher's secret profession? His secret profession was digging graves and robbing the coffins. Why was Jerry interested in funerals? So as to know the place where they buried the body, so as to rob them. But how come whenever you fish at night, your boots get so dirty and you get rust under your fingernails? Who said that? That is Jerry's son. Why did that person or boots get so dirty when he went fishing? Because he just came home. Why did that person really go fishing? No. What did he used to do? He used to rob the coffins. That's the end of our session today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being me. Don't forget to put like and subscribe to my channel till we meet in chapter 9, the end of our story. Thank you and goodbye.